my relationship is falling apart with my girlfriend, the woman I loved for the last 4 years. That's falling apart, and I have this one slither of hope. Writing was on the wall, man, and it slapped me real hard. And again, I wanted to end my life right then and there that night. What's going on, Saints? It's your boy Versez, back here again with another video, and today I'm bringing a portion of my testimony of how God saved me from taking my own life. Man, that's pretty heavy-handed, right, to start this off, but it's my story nonetheless. And there are a lot of things that led up to this point of me being saved for this year that happened last year, and of course my entire life testimony, which I don't know if I'll ever get a chance to like put that all out there. We'll see. But I know that this portion of my life is what led me up to Christ. And you guys know, I was, and I guess I can say I still identify myself as a musical artist, and you know, I was pursuing that, right, and chasing that, and seeing that my identity laid in that, and my value laid in that, and it honestly just led me to a point of where I just wanted to take my own life because I thought that I was never going to be good enough. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this, and I'm gonna expound where I'm going to expound. But you guys, hit that like button, slap the subscribe button. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Let's do this for the Lord. Let's go. Be abused in this fashion. And I performed. I felt sick. It just was, and the biggest part about it after that is like, well, for one, the dude didn't even stay to watch the performances. He just dipped off somewhere. And just for context, right, I am talking about where last year I found myself with somebody, an individual, I will say. Again, I'm still not saying any names, but I found myself with an individual of sorts who seemed like they were legit and that they had the keys to my success, that they could get me into the door based off of their affiliations. And the affiliations were legit, right? But the problem is that this person had no interest in actually helping people. It was just a scam to line his pockets, right, off of the backs of desperate artists who may or may not have the talent, but they're willing to pay the money, because when you want to be an artist, you are willing to pay anything and everything. Deception was so well hidden because the legitimacy of these connections and these affiliations and these people that he know, like he really did know these people, but had no intentions of connecting you with these people at all. He just wanted to keep you in this circle where he'll put it in your face for the bait to make it seem like it's obtainable, but really he's just trying to keep you lining his pockets with a monthly fee, you know, for his services that honestly doesn't do anything. So it was wicked. But thank God the Lord had mercy on me that, you know, he revealed that to me in that moment, even though I wasn't seeking him at the time. He revealed that to me, that yeah, that this is going nowhere and you just been being finessed. But nobody cared, bro. Nobody cared that those performances happened. He didn't care. I'm walking out, leaving. I'm standing right into his face. This dude could care less about my existence. And it's just so, I just felt so used. I felt so dirty. I felt so insulted, humiliated. And I just left feeling so low, probably the lowest I've ever felt in my life. And I just wanted to get the hell up out of there. Honestly, I just wanted to go. I just wanted to get out of there. And my future wife, my girlfriend, she's trying to organize people to go to, because she's a DJ. And she's organizing people to go to this after hours thing where she I don't know, she just spur of the moment but gonna go DJ. And I'm just like, yo, I'm just trying to go home. She's trying to convince me to go. I'm just like, no, I just gotta get up out of here. And I just, and she was just running around back and forth, bouncing off the wall. I was just like, you know what? I can't do this. Because the longer that I'm standing there, the more dead inside I'm feeling. And I'm just trying to get away. But when I get in the car and I go and I'm driving away and I'm getting on the highway, man, when I say that I never thought about harming myself, but I definitely, at that moment in time, I wanted to harm myself. I was feeling so many emotions and I felt so broken. To be used in such a way, to be lied to, everything just flooded onto me all at once in the car, and I'm driving and I'm so hopeless. I'm just like, I can't even live no more. I can't live no more, bro. Now, this is coming from a person who has suffered since long as I can remember, probably around my teenage years, around probably like 6th, 7th grade, all the way through my adult years to now, me at age 30. I'm free from the spirit of depression. You're talking about somebody who was chronically depressed and struggled with depression in my entire life, because I always had an inadequacy issue deeply embedded in me that I dealt with all the time, because I never felt like I was good enough. When you live for the world and your value, your identity, your happiness, right? You believe in the pursuit of happiness, you believe in all that stuff, you start chasing that. I was never the tallest. I was never the fastest, the strongest, the biggest person. I played sports. I was an athlete, but I was never the best player on my team. I never acquired the glory and victory based off worldly standards. And so because my validation was based in the world, right? And I didn't have any foundation of that I matter because I was created in the image of God, that I was an image bearer. I didn't know that. I was a heathen. I could care less. Yeah, I grew up in church, but I didn't care, so that didn't mean nothing to me. I was after this world, and whatever the world told me, that made you matter. And so because I based my whole entire like goals and vision and image in my head of who I should be, and when I failed, it just fed that beast of depression. This is an amalgamation of years of trying to make something happen. I don't know about everybody. Have you ever tried to put your whole effort, you just putting your whole freaking being into trying to make something happen? Because not only I spent almost $3,000 with this dude, it's the all the other money that I spent and invested in myself. The studio time, the beat, buying the beats, trying to get music video. I had a couple of music videos shot. Yo, those are, none of that is cheap. That's not cheap. I put everything into trying to make it happen. And where I recorded and where I get my stuff done, that's not cheap. My engineers, not cheap. None of that is cheap. But when I say I was busting my whole stuff to try to get this going, even invested into promotional stuff, playlisting, all that stuff. I spent all of that busting my whole stuff, my whole ish, to make something happen, and for it to all be in vain. And that is what I was feeling. It was all in vain. It was for nothing. In that moment, it all felt like all for some snake to slither in my life and to dupe me. And just look at everything that happened. Lost my apartment. Lost my apartment. I'm back in my mom's house. I'm broke. My my relationship is falling apart with my girlfriend, the woman I loved for the last 4 years. That's falling apart. Everything is just, and I have this one slither of hope where everything is crashing down around me. And this guy basically spat in my face pretty much. So the writing was on the wall, man, and it slapped me real hard. And again, I wanted to end my life right then and there that night. But when you're an artist, or when you have a dream, when you have something that you attach your validation that once I get this is going to make me happy. When you're in that state, it is the most dangerous place you can be, because you're going to believe just about anything, and you have no discernment. As we say in Christianity, you have no discernment. You don't know how to discern the spirit of divination, which is deception, a lie, somebody that is trying to set you up for a trap, and this guy was just setting me up, but again, that inadequacy, again, my validation is in the world, and I've never been validated. So the validation of somebody who has legitimate industry ties on the surface, right? And you see these kind of people that they're around, they're on this type of person, mainstream artist tour and all of the things. So when you see that, it just feeds that, oh, this person validates me, I'm close, right? So I spent so much money up front just to get the recurring help and service, because I had a distribution deal with the person, but then I wanted more, because I was like, I'm all in. I'm about to all in this, and this is the time that I can finally get to the mountaintop, right? This is it. But that was just a setup for my demise, to be honest. Man, God is there even when you're not even following him, or if you don't necessarily believe in him, he's still there. And by the grace of God, my girlfriend put herself to the side, and because she called me, and she heard me on the phone. She heard how I was. She heard the state that I was in. And again, by the grace of God, that she heard and was open enough to put her selfishness to the side for a second and realize that something's not right, and that I'm not okay. And that it was urgent. And she immediately abandoned her plans of the after hours thing, came, and she said, don't go home, go to the house. Go, I will meet you at the house. Do not go home. And yeah. And I stayed the night with her, because and who knows what would have happened if I didn't. I probably would have hurt myself, because at that point I didn't even know what's the point of living anymore. Though this is kind of where everything started kind of changing in 2024. In 2024, unfortunately, my girlfriend's grandmother passed. Left Houston around the time it was time for the funeral. So this is all around February. This is like around my birthday. She left, and she was back like a whole different person, man. When I say just who she was when she left was not who she was when she came back. We had dinner and we spoke, and she was all about God this, God that, Jesus this, Jesus that. And bear in mind, bro, bear in mind, I'm not a believer at this point still. God was doing a work on her, and I will have to admit it was scary for me. I was perplexed. I didn't know what to do with it. I was like, are you a Jesus nut now? I mean, man, I know that it was bad. Like, I know losing someone you care about so dearly can have an effect, but yeah, I think you kind of tripping a little bit. And she was just, letting me know, oh God, this and I think God is calling me to do all these things and that thing. And one of those things was no sex. I will tell you that right now. Boy, I tell you, like that right there, my heathen demonic spirits, okay, because I wasn't, I had all kinds of issues, bro. I needed to be delivered from a lot of things, lust and all the things, right? But boy, man, what that was a big one, boy. When she was talking about no sex, I think the Lord is calling me to celibacy. I was like, yo, what is going on here, my guy? It's so funny my reaction then, but now, I mean, we have been celibate for 7 months and counting, and made that promise to the Lord that we will not engage in fornication until we get married. So that's funny how that has been standing. But yeah, she was transforming, and the Lord has swept her up, man. And again, like I said, I was not a believer at the time, and I was freaking out a little bit because I was like, dang, well, this is about to be the end of our relationship, because I think she's out of her mind, and just, and again, I don't know. She might tell her testimony at some point, at some time, of the things that the Lord has shown her, like vivid encounter she had with Jesus, bro. It's actually really astonishing. So I'm not doing it any justice, but yeah, maybe one day. One day. It's so much going on, and I am just still trying to bounce back. I'm in and out of depression, and I'm just like, man, what am I gonna do with myself? What is going on? It's just like, I don't even trust myself anymore, And I think that's the biggest thing that could happen. When you don't even trust yourself anymore, that's a tough, position to be in. But as my girlfriend is beginning her walk with Jesus and seeking Jesus and refuge and becoming a Christian, the secret about my whole time of not believing in God, the whole time, there's been times where I've had thoughts come across my mind, and I've said to myself, man, I need to go to church, because I haven't been to a church in a very long time. I probably haven't been to church since I was like a kid, probably like high school, maybe like 14, 15, maybe. That was like the last time that I was in a church on a Sunday. Truth be told, if I look at the rest of my life, it's like the way I've been doing it has been obviously so wrong, right? The way I've been doing it has obviously been so wrong, but I really truly thought to myself one day that if my girlfriend is leveling up her life and seeking Christ for the first time in my life, because of my woman, the woman that I want to spend the rest of my life with, was making a change, maybe I need to open myself up to make a change as well. And that is how I became the Jesus loving freak that you guys know and getting to love now, man. I can't shut up about Jesus, and I stand on kingdom business as always every time I show my face here on the channel now. So yeah, that's just a portion, guys. And if you want to hear the entire testimony, okay, the whole hour and a half, I think, or like hour and something podcast, I'll put the link in the description to my Spotify for the channel, and it's also on Apple podcast as well, if you guys want to go and listen to that, man. I got a few episodes up there, you know, and these are episodes and me waxing my mind and thoughts when I first came to Christ, right? So yeah, they're very interesting, man. But yeah, I want to leave this video off with this, is that, man, if you're watching this and you haven't truly given your life to Christ, I'm telling you guys, it's the best decision that you'll ever make in your life. It's the best decision I've ever made. And it's going to be confusing. It's going to not be fun. It's not automatically something that you are going to understand. But man, if you just simply give Jesus Christ your yes, I promise you, whatever you carrying, he's going to take that off of you, and then he will fill you with his spirit. He'll fill you with his spirit, and the peace that you are trying to fill with all of this worldly stuff, you know, and trying to fill it with people, whether it's materialistic things, people, relationships, and you are still not feeling fulfilled. The only fulfillment that is everlasting is in Christ, man. And I can tell y'all that, man. And he'll hold you through any situation in life. Believe that. But I'll catch you guys on the next video. I'm out.